It turns out that Fujitsu was being paid £20,000 a time to give evidence in court against the post office victims. This is shocking. I was at the point of saying, well, Fujitsu has done the right thing in apologising and saying that it's responsible for the faulty software, and it had, after all, told the post office limited that there were bugs in the system. It's not bugs in the system, of course. The problem is that they were able to go into the system and manually adjust the figures, so cause even more chaos. But bugs in the system will do as a starting point. But the point is, they didn't check the dodgy data, and they they were testifying against these victims in the knowledge that there were problems, in the knowledge that they were fiddling the figures. I revised my previous opinion. I'm not sure I specifically said that I was warming to Fujitsu, that I thought Fujitsu were noble people. No, Fujitsu are utter shits. They deserve to topple. The entire business deserves to fold in an instant. They've behaved like absolute sharks. Um, what more can I say? The Post Office Limited needs to fold. It needs to be repaired. The people who have been victimised need to be refunded. Then compensation needs to be arranged. Those two things are separate. Then they need to be exonerated. That is also separate. Three things. The government is trying to combine them so that it can get away with a nod and a wink and the impression that it's doing the right thing. It's not doing the right thing. It's behaving as appallingly as Fujitsu, as appallingly as the Post Office Limited. And we need to make it very clear. These three things are separate. And then there's the issue of the people who are responsible, who need to be prosecuted, but not in advance of the money which is paid out to the victims. The victims must be the priority. And the government can have and the post office can have no consolation in tapping itself on the back and saying, oh, we've prosecuted the people who did the damage. No. That's the past. That's the way things were done in the past, and that cannot be allowed to happen this time. This time, the people who were victimised need to be properly compensated, as indeed does Malkinson, as indeed do the people who were unfairly treated by Windrush. And then maybe it's time for Theresa May to take the rap for that, because it was her watch. But for too long, we've confused compensation with the prosecution of the people who did the wrong. We've confused compensation with the refund of money taken. And we've confused all that with the restoration of a reputation, with a serious and full exoneration. That exoneration should involve an elevation through the honours system to all of those involved. And that's why the honours system exists. For us to honour those who have gone beyond and above their duty, and I think the post office victims have gone well beyond and above their duty to their communities, their duty to their country. They have suffered appallingly. Appallingly. They've been treated as badly as people were brutalized and tortured and treated in the Middle Ages. This is a witch trial in all but name. And everybody who is touched by it needs to be examining their conscience. Fujitsu. Yeah. Fujitsu needs to close.